Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Gerardo from ProsperityLifeX.com, and real quick, I'm just going to be talking to you about social status and why it's important. Social status isn't important because logically it's important. When we think about social status, we tend to think about the fame and glamour and the superficialness of it. And that is correct. Social status is generally a superficial thing. However, what people fail to realize that on a biological level, our very own DNA and instincts is driven to acquire social status because of evolution, and the stored instincts within our own DNA require us that we continue to move up the social ladder, climb up higher and higher and whatnot. This way, because our DNA and our instincts know that by moving forward, by moving upwards on the social ladder, we can acquire that which what it is that we need to acquire to fulfill a happy lifestyle, to be more happy, to be more abundant, etc. So what this means for you essentially is if you're feeling depressed or sadness or anxiety or some sort of thing is going on, that could just mean I don't know. I don't want to generalize this and say that you're suffering from a lack of social status, right? That all your problems are due to social status. However, one big important piece of the equation is that you need social status in order to feel content within your position, within a particular group, or within society. Our very DNA has this primal instincts within us. Now, the thing about social status is that you have to remember that social status is also context based, and at some point you can get enough social status where most people will just know you and recognize you, and you have this kind of hidden perk of having acquired social status. So let me see what example I can use. I don't know, like professional movie stars. I guess like what's one? Like I don't know, like Brad Pitt or something. He has universal social status to a high degree. I'm sure some people don't know him and some people don't care, and I'm sure that most people do and would be able to recognize him. So he has that kind of privilege of going around anywhere and be like, "Hey, I'm Brad Pitt," and he can pretty much do what he wants with that social status. Now, people would be more open up, like they would open up more to you if you had more social status, because there's a subconscious understanding that by talking to people of higher value, higher status, there's this kind of like subconscious thing of like, oh, I'm talking to someone important, oh, I'm talking to someone famous, oh, I'm talking to someone who has social status, which is beneficial. And you can make the argument, say that our very own DNA is driven to do that, and it kind of on a very subconscious level, it kind of understands certain thing. Whereas this person has more social status, so I need to behave and react towards this person for whatever the reason. Now, another proof of social status, or I guess you can say authority, is in the case of a job. When someone is paying you, you might actually behave and react differently to this authority figure. Now, this is slightly different than social status per se, but it's very similar. Social status in this case would be this person has authority, higher ranking within the group, so you must kind of follow order and just simply just listen to what they say and do as they say. That's pretty much social status in essence. Is when you're in a job, you're like the lower rank, and then you have to kind of just sit there and listen to and do what they want basically. That's kind of like what social status does, and that's what social status is. It's a form of like kind of value or rank within a group or even society. And society has its own kind of culture, what it means to be of a high value. And when you demonstrate these things of high valueness, you can go to places and you'll be treated with more respect, and people would like to be more curious about you. They would have this kind of unconscious understanding that you are someone who's valuable, you are someone who's important. So on one end, it is very superficial for this. However, as I said about the whole job ranking thing, it is also very useful for you to get a handle of this sort of thing. I wouldn't say for superficial purposes. I would say more for like just to satisfy your own personal purpose. Now, this can be very superficial. It can get very superficial very quickly. It's just that I want to make people understand that this stuff is very primal, it's very instinctual based. So we can say, all day long that it's not important, and it's not important. It really isn't. However, it's better that you acquire it than if you don't acquire it. And a lot of things are like that. Money is like that as well, where it's like, we can say money is not important, but we can make the case that it's better to have more money than to have little money. And then some people can argue about, more money, less happiness, or blah blah blah, whichever one they are siding with. But that doesn't really matter. The point is, the more the better. As a general rule of thumb, the more the better. In this case, with the social status, and you can also say money as well. But I don't want this to sound superficial, because this can sound very superficial, and it can be very superficial. The whole point of this whole system here is so that you're always trying to improve yourself, that you're always trying to improve your skills, that you're always trying to improve in your consciousness. That's why these things exist here. They exist to help you acquire more, to become more. So you can even make the case to say that depression, sadness, it's kind of like an illness to indicate that you are not on track in life. And if you are suffering from any kind of disease, illness of some kind, that probably means that there is some kind of unconscious problem or trouble that's underlying there. I'm going to make the case and say most of the time that's what it is. However, there are exceptional rules to this, and that's fine. To summarize this video, getting more social status will just increase your overall happiness, will give you some secret benefits, some secret perks, such as people would open up to you, people will be more willing to open up to you, and this will create this kind of self-fulfilling loop that you are someone valuable, you are someone you're this confident person, and it will also increase your self-esteem. Now, you can say that there's some side effects to this as well, and yes, we can say that as well. Maybe you don't want social status and you just want to live a regular lifestyle. Again, these things are instincts. Our very DNA is set up to want to acquire social status. When you're not acquiring it, you will likely be depressed, you'll be sad, and blah blah. This is why it's very unuseful or not helpful to kind of be philosophical about this. When we get philosophical about this sort of thing, it's like, oh yes, it's not important, and it's not. But it's better that we do better in our lives, that we become more successful, so that we're just improving the quality of our lifestyle. That's what it's all about, really. Anyways, if you want to learn more about how to be more confident, how to be more socially outgoing, I got a couple tools and resources down below which you can check out. One of them being Maximum Social Confidence, Manifest Women if you're a guy looking to attract your dream girl, or just create a harem of beautiful women that you can play and have fun with. Check out the link down below. If you're a girl looking for some fun with guys, we have Manifest Men. Check out the link below. It will satisfy all your needs and purposes. This has been Gerardo, founder ProsperityLifeX.com, certified law of attraction practitioner, certified hypnotist. Until next time, bye bye now.